Just recently, my niece and her husband and 7-year-old daughter and 3-year-old twins visited and spent a couple of days with me. My residence will never look the same again. But it was a great joy to be with them. And I was so inspired to see my niece and her husband, like so many of you, dear parents, have done and continue to do, taking such good care of their children from morning to night and throughout the night, requiring great energy. And they did so never without complaint. So I turned to my niece and somewhat humorously said, "So how do you do this? What motivates you?" And she smiled and said somewhat humorously, "Well, I can assure you, it's not the pay." And then she gave the one and only true answer. It's love. Monetary rewards, human titles, recognitions, they can never sustain us. Love can. In fact, it is what sustains us and motivates us in our marriages, in our friendships, in our service to the Lord and His church. And on this solemn night, that's what we celebrate. Love. God's great love for us, perfectly revealed in His Son, Jesus Christ, who is ever faithful and obedient to His Father, even to the point of death. And out of love for us, on the night before He died, He gave us 3 precious gifts. The gifts of the Holy Eucharist, the priesthood, and an example, a model to follow. On this solemn night in which the Eucharist was instituted, we are invited to ponder anew the truth that Jesus gives us His very self, body and blood, soul and divinity, not because we earned it or deserve it, not because we're without sin, but purely out of love. And so every time we come down the aisle to receive Holy Communion, we're reconciled, we're nourished, we're strengthened. We find the source of our consolation and comfort to carry our crosses and endure our trials. Pray, dear friends, that you never take this precious gift for granted. Pray to be filled with what St. John Paul called Eucharistic wonder and awe. Eucharistic wonder and awe, leading us to profound gratitude for the perfect sacrifice of His only begotten Son. And out of love, and so that the Eucharist could be perpetuated, Jesus gives us tonight the gift of the priesthood. Tonight, today, earlier today in this cathedral, what a privilege, what a joy, as I gathered with my brother priests for the Chrism Mass. And part of that liturgy, the priests are asked to renew their commitment to priestly service. And upon doing so, the liturgy instructs the bishop to speak to the people of God and to say these words: "Please pray for your priests." And so tonight, dear friends, I respectfully renew that request. Please pray daily for the wonderful priests serving in this diocese, that they will be known for their holiness and faithfulness and service, but that they will be especially known for their love, the love of God and his church and his people. And on this sacred night, as just proclaimed in the Gospel of John, Jesus teaches us how to love. And we will commemorate what he taught us in just a few moments with the assistance of our seminarians. The Lord took off his cloak. He knew he was Lord of all, but he bowed in humble service, and he washed the feet of his disciples and said to us, "As I have done, so you must do." We wash the feet of one another every time we place their needs ahead of ours and sharing with them the precious gift of our time. We wash the feet of one another when we go out to meet and to serve the poor and the needy, the lonely, the sick, those who feel abandoned. We wash the feet of one another when we show respect in word and deeds to all people, even those who disagree with us. And we wash the feet of one another when from our heart we forgive, even those who have hurt us and offended us. What motivates us to do so? Only love. And so tonight, as we celebrate God's great love for us, perfectly revealed in Jesus Christ, we offer great thanks. The one whose body and blood we are about to receive. The one who washed the feet of his disciples and said, "What I have just done for you is to give you an example, a model to follow. And as I have done for you, so you also must do." May our love for God and one another be reflected in the yes we offer to that call on this sacred night and every day of our lives. Amen.